Good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to an up-close look at my ugly mug. Welcome to another episode of Spilling Tea. I'm your host, Tiffany Daniels, and as my cat is still taking up the majority of the couch, and since we are going on to basically the autistic version of Tumblr, Facebook, and Twitter all wrapped into one called Wrong Planet, and the typing was going to be very tiny, I had to bring the screen closer to my face so I can actually read it to you. So, as we said, going straight through, so we're going to go through the disclaimers. In the description box, you're going to find a link to the article that the Judge Rotenberg Educational Center doesn't want you to read. It's written by NeuroClastic, a small non-for-profit started by autistics for autistics, wherein they interviewed and surveyed over 900 ABA professionals in regards to the JRC's so-called behavior modification program. Matter of fact, the JRC doesn't want you to read this article so much, they have threatened NeuroClastic with a defamation lawsuit if they did not remove it from a website. Well, folks, NeuroClastic has refused, so you know the drill. Please read that article and share it on all your social media. Also included in there is NeuroClastic's public statement regards to the defamation lawsuit threat, as well as a link to their GoFundMe. We are crowdfunding, folks, in case the JRC sees through with their threat. Also included in there, the Ozark's first article in regards to the Agape boarding school, now known as Stone for Help boarding school situation, a so-called Christian-themed boarding school based out of Stockton, Missouri that takes in so-called troubled male teens that has impending over 21 civil lawsuits, claims, and allegations leveled against it, all which have been substantiated by the Missouri Department of Social Services, and they include the following: sodomy, rape, sexual assault, child abuse, psychological and emotional abuse, child trafficking, starvation, and that's just for starters. You have one former staff member arrested by the FBI, another a doctor still on the premises with full access to the boys up on multiple substantiated claims of sodomy, rape, and sexual assault. The boys there. You've got a special level stupid current attorney general right now, too busy going after drag queens due to badly, I do mean badly, photoshopped images of the so-called drag shows out here. He's lying, folks. He knows that we know he's lying, and he continues to do it. And I'm just going to call him out every time. You know, when Paul's not, like, traumatizing their little followers. Anyways, not point. He's also trying and failing to defund public libraries. And what can I say about our governor? Our governor's special. And I don't mean that in the everyone's special way. Send help. Please read that article. Share it on all your social media. We got the other pertinent links to the Stop the Shocks campaign, including the link to this very awesome forum. Please join us. Sorry, couldn't help it. One of these days, I'm going to make a We Are Borg reference, and I will regret nothing. Also included in there, Hoya's massive archive on the subject, Jennifer Masamba's behavioral sheet of shockable offenses, a clip out of the 7-hour ordeal undergone by Andre McCollins back in 2002, the templates, and the ever-present self-explanatory Change.org Shut the Judge Rotenberg Center Down petition. When we discuss the JRC, you're going to hear vivid descriptions of and catch video clips of surveillance footage of people with disabilities being tortured and abused. If you got young children present, please use your headphones. Also, folks, trigger warning. This channel is marked not for kids for a reason. We use profanity on occasion, and we speak on dark subjects. If your child is 16 and younger and they are watching this, very obviously parental supervision is advised. Alright, this is a short little blurb, so this is going to be a short little video. But this is a post that came out back in the 25th of May, 2022. It's an ASAN action alert. ABAI endorses torture and we can't let them rest. So here's the quote. Torturers being allowed to present at a conference on the merits of their torture. That's exactly what is happening at the ABAI conference this Thursday through Monday. This was last year, folks. I think you're remembering me mentioning it on this channel. Yeah. ABAI, if you remember from yesterday's previous video, is claiming that NeuroClastic was out there inciting violence during the protest in Boston at the beginning of this month, end of last month. They supposedly dropped their support, but they're still attacking. Right. ABAI is Association for Behavioral Analysis International, the governing body of ABA practitioners. ABAI accredits ABA programs, which means they give power to continue to do ABA based on meeting certain standards. ABAI has continued to endorse the Judge Rotenberg Center and allows them to sponsor and present at their conferences. One of the JRC's presentations at this conference specifically focuses on the merits and ethics of the electric shock device. This means that ABAI is more than complicit in the abuse taking place at the JRC. They are actively endorsing these practices. So when any of these bastards want to sit there and say, not all ABA, please direct them to this post. Because this is the governing body. They allowed them to present that device at their international conference. Not all ABA, my ass. This year, the ABAI conference is being held in Boston from Thursday, May the 26th through May the 30th. Once the conference starts, let's flood their hashtags. ABAI Boston, we did this all last year. They have removed them, but they're still doing the JRC's dirty work. So what are we seeing here? And we'll get into the other part where it talks about Andresville later, but what are we seeing here? What ABAI did was they felt pressured after all these years to finally step back their support of the JRC. However, by the means of how they acted in regards to the protests that took place in Boston, falsely accusing NeuroClastic, of which they have no proof, that they were inciting violence, when there was no violence at that protest. I know the people who were there. We're incommunicado, all of us, all around the world, all the time. There was no violence. They used one post from Twitter saying somebody should bitch smack the JRC and used as a means to somehow scapegoat NeuroClastic for it. Yeah. This is why ABAI is still relevant, because even though they've supposedly publicly dropped support, they haven't really dropped support. They've also showed year after year after year, even after the Andre McCollins video came out, to continue to host these people. And this is their governing body of ABA, folks. It's about as relevant as it gets. And they are still using their power to try to force groups like NeuroClastic, like ASAN, out of the conversation. We can't allow that to happen. We're going to close out on that. We don't get very many views on this channel. The few that we do get do tend to get removed from time to time. So please don't forget to hit the like button, hit subscribe, and don't forget to hit the comments. I do appreciate your time. As always, folks, we here at Spilling Tea do hope you have a good one. Bye-bye, everyone.